last we left our party, we were explaining what the hell is on my sister's forehead.
It's the black mask, the black charcoal mask stuff. My forehead is really badly broke out, and it was annoying the crap out of me. So I figured while I was sitting here doing nothing, I would put this stuff on my forehead and let it dry.
I see.
You know, in the movies when you see superheroes put on those black masks?
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
You paint it on, it takes about a half an hour or so to dry. That's why the superhero, doesn't make it until the climax of the fight.
That would explain a lot. It's also explain why Superman would get in the phone booth, because nobody's going to bother him in there. All right, so when we last left the party...
Superman didn't wear a mask.
Well, he's also very fast, so he would just, blow on it, and that would dry it out quicker.
Superman didn't wear a mask.
No, he totally did, when he wasn't Superman.
No, he wore glasses.
Exactly, but they're not actually glasses, they're painted on. So... You guys had just managed to lose.
Me raise my eyebrows because it's starting to dry.
You guys had just managed to lose a dwarf who is critical to the campaign of this story. I shouldn't tell you that, but it's probably pretty obvious. And he's. I'm dead serious. This is your big plot hook, and you just lost him.
Then point us toward him, and we'll go get him.
Excellent. So what you decided to start doing was to start investigating his disappearance. Now,
yes,
the fact that I believe you know already is that the elven gentleman who was a freelancer, who was also a yellow mage, and a black mage, by the way.
Yes.
I just point that out because that's a plot point.
Yes, 3 things.
We call them yak mages.
Yak mage.
I have a new goal in mind for Zariel.
You fought him, you damaged the hell out of him, he had to bail, he actually activated an emergency teleport. Snarg went insane thanks to Guido. Abilene went insane thanks to Guido. Actually, a few nearby citizens went insane thanks to Guido, but you didn't notice that because that was happening upstairs.
It wasn't me. Group.
It wasn't me, it was Justite.
Oh, right, sorry. Thanks to Guido's sword. My bad.
Thanks
I
to
just happened to be wielding it
in
in the
sword.
I didn't chop him in half. It was the sword that did it.
And so, Snarg, you have a weird taste after tasting
So
him
that's why Guido has no problem with the fact that he beat a guy's rib cage out with a wrench.
Yeah, it's just normal.
Because it wasn't him that beat the rib cage out.
It's true.
It was the wrench's fault.
Yeah. Look, Lugians don't kill people, wrenches do, okay? Now,
it's true.
So you know that he was a yellow mage, you know that he, along with some of his goons, who were also all elven, burst in, fought their way in. The local Dominion guards were completely unprepared for a full-scale invasion. And this wasn't one of those, hey, they charged in weapons going. They actually lost a few people. They're dead. They have actually had losses here, and
they've lost everyone but the dude. We killed all the rest.
No. The Dominion soldiers who were guarding the dwarf have taken losses when the bad guys.
The Dominion had losses.
Yes. So when the bad guys invaded, they were like, "Whoa!" And they charged in, and then there was a hustle, and nobody's really entirely certain what happened. But when they got in, he was gone, the dwarf, and then they made the bad guys. I'm just going to call them the Elven group. Made a fighting retreat out of that area, and then pretty much beeline straight from there to you guys, blew in the wall, and that's what started the combat. So that's what you know now.
All right. I activate Witcher senses to complete the quest.
Okay.
So I was going through, and I went to the first the building across from us where the explosion was. I will show my order badge thing as need be to get me access to various things. Looking for... Sorry, I'm trying to get the rest of the black goop off of me. Looking for traces of use of yellow magic and... What?
No, it's not you. I swear.
Oh.
It's my fault. It's my fault. You guys were joking about, wrenches causing the rib displacement. And I...
Yeah, go ahead and read it out loud for our viewers, because they don't see the chat.
And spoons cause obesity, and pencils cause spelling mistakes.
It's true. It's true. So you go to the place.
So I go to that place first. I'm flashing my badge as need be to get access. I'm looking to see if they abandoned the invisible dude. because he can't exit the dude somewhere, and it wasn't a DELSOAT.
Del Sat?
It wasn't Del Taco.
I can't spell it. Hold on.
He's not a.
DESOLATE.
I think she means desolate, but I'm not sure.
Yes, but I was trying to spell it because I'm a normal, and if I say it, I'll be freaked out about it.
And you would have actually had training for that because you're part of the order.
Yes. So, how the hell do I spell it?
Desolate. Desolate.
Anyway, I'm looking for that.
Desolate.
Yes. I'm looking for. He
It's a
wasn't
really
a
tasty coffee
desolate.
drink.
Okay.
That's a latte.
Give me. I'll give you a choice here. You can choose to search with your keen intellect, which will be a different DC, or you can choose to try and search with your keen senses, which will be wisdom, or you can try to search with your charisma, which will be more questioning other people.
I'm gonna let one of those two do the charisma stuff because this character is not charismatic, but I am very smart.
Okay.
So I'm going to smart.
What are you guys doing? Well,
Well, since I still have this particular dwarf marked, so I was going to get down to the place where I last saw him and start doing some sniffing around, tracking, trying to see if this guy actually physically left here.
Literal tracking? Or, excuse me, literal sniffing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because just because he's invisible doesn't mean his tracks would be.
Okay. Give me a... whatever a tracking roll is. I actually don't remember.
It's wisdom normally.
Okay, give me a wisdom roll. Tracking roll. I also want you to do it at a disadvantage.
Okay, so it's at normal for me.
But he's an elf. No, he wasn't an
No,
elf.
he was not. He was a dwarf.
The other guy was an elf.
That's true.
And the other guy turned him invisible, so technically...
Okay, you know exactly where the elf went. He went up this area, over to the hall, and blew in the wall.
Let's see. 10 on the die, marked target, so that's a 17 for me.
17's pretty good. I'll give you your results in a moment. Sis, what'd you get?
I had a 17 plus 8, which is 25.
Yes.
At the first location.
And Guido, what'd you get?
Okay,
What'd you do?
and just to confirm...
Guido, what are you doing?
We're doing the new shadow rolls now, correct?
Yes, officially, as of now.
Do we want to make an announcement?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll let you do it.
So, for the viewers at home, and Zan, since you weren't here when we were discussing it last time, I felt that the use of the shadow rolls was just too overpowered. I mean, every time I'm rolling the 2d12s in addition to the d20. And, I mean, getting a 35 every time is, it's not really fun. So,
getting a 35 when you rolled a 2...
It's amusing, yes, but... so, what we're going to do instead is I'm going to be rolling the d20 as per usual. And if I succeed on the roll, great. No additional action is taken. However, if I fail the roll... the player, can then choose to roll the d12s and have the shadow knowledge or whatever kick in. When I use it, though, it will then affect the character, and I will slowly be turning more dark side and more dark side.
I also
sum it up.
Yeah, I also like the idea that this is a fully in-character choice that Guido's making. He is aware of this external knowledge. I've made it very clear in character. So Guido can decide, yeah, cool, or maybe not, as per his idiom.
So yeah, the character of Guido is also aware that there's this additional power acting on him, and he can choose whether or not to let it act on him or not.
Question.
Yes, the young woman in the front.
Is Guido the character aware that each time he uses it, he turns more dark?
I'll say yes.
Really? Okay.
Now, not directly. It's not like... This isn't Tor. It's not like, oh, I know I'll gain 50 dark side points if I use that. But it's more along the lines of Guido is not stupid. And so Guido can look back at the shadow die, because they've been around for a bit at this point, and notice that things have been getting a little more the more he uses it. So he has cause and effect, and he can correlate.
Shadow dice.
So I've seen what I've done before, and I can see the choices that I've made.
Yeah.
I wonder how much Guido, the character, thinks that the insanity is a resultant of, because around the same time he got the shadow die is when he became an orator, an oracle.
That's true.
So I wonder how much he thinks it's result. I wonder how much he thinks that the going to the cuckoo side is a resultant of these strange and fantastical powers he has versus the voice in his head.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Honestly, I mean, I'm perfectly, societally acceptably sane, and I have that little conscious voice in my head that tells me things that are logical, or what it thinks are logical, what I think are logical. And so, who's to say that the little voice in his head isn't just his conscience, and it's these fantastical powers that are causing all the cuckoo stuff?
It's like his anti-conscience.
The shoulder shadow.
What's the name of the cricket?
Jiminy
Cricket, right?
Jiminy.
Yeah. It's my little Jiminy Cricket.
It's okay, Rob. Mickey.
So with all this kept in mind, what are you rolling?
Okay. So what I'm thinking is an intelligence to determine their best course of, I'll say, exit. Not
Okay.
the spell exit, but
That makes sense.
okay.
Yes, sis?
It is noteworthy that before we closed last time, I had mentioned that I was going to consult the group to see that we needed to split up and decide. One of us goes to the initial location, one of us goes back to where we fought the dude, and say, hey, this guy was invisible and silenced, so there's a possibility that he's still there.
Well, Snarg being the guy going to that spot where he was makes perfect sense because he's the tracker.
Yeah.
Guido, I mean, you two can figure out which one of you
Yeah,
wants to...
so the question is, Guido, do you want to, when we split up, do you want to go to the place where they blew the wall in, or the place where they exited from? Where the mage left?
I wouldn't be any good where the mage left.
Okay,
Because
then I'll
it
go
was
to the
in-
place where the mage left.
Okay. So that does
So-
change... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So I rolled an 18. So intelligence makes that a 23.
Okay. So, Guido, based on... Well, actually, let's do this in order. Snarg, as you're sniffing around, more or less literally, there's no tracks at all. There's no... I mean, there's the tracks of the elves, but dwarf tracks and elf tracks are super distinguishable. You're not going to mess those up. And so you notice rather distinctly that there are no dwarf tracks. There's not even any drag tracks, if you follow me. So you're like, okay, what the hell? And the elf tracks are all pretty logical, except for a few that go out into, basically, in that direction, well away from where the events of what just happened. They do... Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, they keep going for quite a while, and then they just sort of stop at a certain point, and then they double back towards where the events happened. You do smell dwarf along that path, and then the smell gets really faint by the time you get towards the end of it.
Okay.
Sis, you're checking out dwarf area, right?
I went to the kitchen.
Or kitchen area, excuse me. Okay, so you're inting around the kitchen. It's really gross in here. Like, there's literally a person who was ripped to shreds by Snarg over there. And it's super gross, and you throw up. Then you throw up
Trained
again.
in this stuff.
Then you throw up a third time. It's super duper gross.
Trained in this stuff.
It does not smell particularly good down here, but you're checking around like, okay, let's try and figure out what's going on.
It shouldn't smell particularly bad if it was a cellar. They wouldn't have started decomposing to get the smell. Meat and blood doesn't smell bad.
Okay. okay. It doesn't smell that bad. However,
It is really gross.
it is super gross, and what you can tell very quickly is that whatever the hell that made him leave was clearly not yellow magic. Whatever that was, there's not even a trace of what, the normal signs that are left behind of yellow magic. And you also know, you've actually seen and of course probably used exit or exit gems in the past, because that's a semi-common thing for high-level operatives or adventurers, and that's not how that works.
Yeah.
So whatever he did to get out was something new, probably something custom woven. Also, and I'm just going to give this to you, this guy was a black mage, yellow mage freelancer.
Yes, which is very unusual.
That is so unusual, you've literally never heard of something like that before. Guido, you inted up trying
to... As a part of it, I'm going to twist my ring.
Okay, makes sense. So, Guido, you see the Imperial Star Destroyer hammer come down and start bombarding the city. And you bask in the glory of the chaos. And then you wake up like, oh, wait, sorry. So you're trying to figure this out, and you're like, okay, logically speaking, there's a couple options here. Custom woven teleport spell, which is you're not even sure is actually possible, but at least you know of the idea, right?
Sure.
Strategic use of the exit spell and a tracker. Now, this is actually something that a couple of players in the past have thought of, but never actually implemented. The idea is you kidnap someone, smack them with a really long-range tracker, and then cast exit on them. They go someplace safe, but now you know where they are. And so so that's a possibility. The final possibility is that that you could come up with is that they tried to get him out via mundane means. Literally just cloak him or whatever. I mean, silence and invisibility are spells. And then physically, manually take him somewhere where he would then be carried away and gone to wherever it is he's actually going to be going.
Okay.
If it was the former two, obviously there's not much you can do as far as route. However, if it is the third, no pun intended, you start thinking, well, the most logical route to be go this way. And so you start going that way a bit, like thinking about it and following it, and you bump into Snarg.
Okay.
More or less, literally.
What's up?
Have you been able to find anything?
Well, kind of. Apparently the dwarf went with these guys. They came over to this location. The dwarf disappeared from here, went somewhere else, and they doubled back around without him.
Or they're carrying him.
Or they're carrying him, but somehow I don't really think they carried him back. His set trail kind of disappears once we go away from this area.
Well, here's a couple of ideas of what could have happened. I'll info dump that. Yes, and
there's a hand in the window over there jumping up and down.
So when you're carrying someone, there's extra weight on you, which would cause your tracks to be deeper. If you then set the person down or custom exit tracker thing the person away and your tracks go on, your tracks would then be shallower returning.
Yes.
GM?
What? Oh, quick, roll me int, Snarg.
I assume that was in the tracking. But
no, I'm just kidding.
I got a 16.
I was just kidding. You pull out your corncob pipe. Well, you see, my dear, based on the exact pressure of this, you can tell that 14.31 psi of pressure was put on this exact point, which indicates that he was limping a bit on the left side. But no, they were not carrying him. There's no extra weight in their footprints.
Okay, so no. Weren't carrying.
Well,
nope.
Have you found any of the dwarf's footprints?
No. There were actually none of them leading the way, although I'm pretty sure he went with this particular set of elven footprints. I can smell them. Smells like dwarf. Smells like beer and beef jerky.
Salted pork.
Mm-hmm. It also smells like cursing.
So, Guido, as you look in the direction that he's indicating, and you start looking at it, you're like, well, hang on a second. And you think back on your interroll, and you're like, well, okay. If someone was to take him in that direction, really the only reason to do so would be to, I shouldn't say only, but the only logical reason to do that is either because they're going in some random direction before they go wherever they're going, or if they're going back to Starium.
Sit there and play some pogs while Greedo's thinking in his head.
I have this terrible gut feeling that they're headed back to Starryham.
Really? Well, if this wasn't too long ago, if they're on foot or something, we could catch up with them. But I'm not sure how they're transporting the dwarf.
Do you want to keep going and investigate the direction indicated?
You know what? I'll do that since I can reach there quickly.
Okay.
While the tracks are still fresh. So, see you guys in just a few minutes. He goes...
I'm not there.
Abilene, you're there.
Wait.
Well, you never did
yet.
tell me that.
Wait.
What didn't I tell you?
The results of her roll, actually.
The result of my roll.
No, I told you the result of your roll. He left
Oh,
in
you
some
said-
way that wasn't indicative of exit. No yellow magic involved. I don't know what else you want
Yes,
from
and then
me.
I said I twisted my ring, and there was supposed to be more stuff that happened.
Oh, right. I thought you... Okay. So you twist your ring, and an ethereal voice comes out.
It's not one of those rings.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about then. I'm apparently too tired to remember.
Here's my phone.
Says, would you like fries with that?
Yes, Uber Eats contacts you and says, all right, your order is on the way.
That's terrible. There's a McDonald's near here that has on their sign, we now use Uber Eats.
I know. It's
Who
like...
does Uber Eats for McDonald's?
Well, I actually know... You see, that's what I thought it was, but...
No.
What the heck is...
It's
Now,
an
apparently it's pretty
indicator. It tells people to come here.
Oh, that one. Okay. God.
It's not an identifier. It's an... It's not a communicator. It doesn't talk. It
Okay.
sends out a signal and
Okay,
says,
okay. So, nothing happens.
field alert.
Yeah. Nothing happens, right? So, back to Snarg for a second. Snarg, you're charging along. And you start investigating, and you start rolling wisdom rolls.
Okay. Yeah.
While he's doing that, are there any, I'll say, high points, basically immediately outside of city limits that I could see?
Let's roll for that one. Yeah, there's a watchtower over there, so you can get up on top of if you wanted to.
I'm going to teleport to its roof.
Roll a d20.
Okay.
You're doing a teleport in broad daylight. The chance of someone seeing you exists.
Oh, okay. 14.
You're fine.
Okay.
So, zoom. You have quite a view from up here. Wow. Give me a wisdom roll. Search roll. Spot roll, actually.
18, so that's 20.
You see Snarg.
He's running and looking at the ground.
Quite a ways out. We'll say, I don't remember the exact math, but at least in the miles range. You see some dust clouds coming up in that direction, as if something is leaving, going the way Snarg is currently going, but further along.
Yell really loud, Snarg, hurry up!
He stops.
Okay.
What?
Whoops.
Okay. What is a couple of miles beyond that I can see?
That would be the railroad, actually. It crosses over the railroad heading towards Starium.
Okay. I'm going to teleport ahead of Snarg so that he will basically reach me within moments.
Okay.
And say, I see a transport headed back to Starryham. I'm going to
Oops. Damn it, I did it.
head it off at the pass. if you want to head back to where we just came from and pick up Abilene.
All right, so Snarg bundles into Guido and blinks for a second, says, "Right," and does a 180 and starts sprinting back towards where we were at.
Fair Pond.
Fair Pond.
Yes.
Which has no ponds,
Yes.
remember.
Yes, Fair Pond.
But a lot of fairies. Abilene, I want you to describe to me exactly what you're doing in that cellar right now.
Has the thing happened yet?
What? Like, are you leaning against the wall? Are you chilling out? Are you looking around? Are you trying not to be grossed out?
I would be continuing to the first thing I would have done is I would have gone to the to the kitchen manager or whatever and told him your cellar's off limits. And broke it
No,
off.
but we have the lunch rush
We
is
destroyed
happening.
everything
It's just a
in
thing.
it.
Yes, we know. We expect the Dominion to be paying for this.
They will. If they won't, the order will.
Yeah. Someone had better pay for this.
Blah 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 blah. Anyway.
So then you go
after
back
I'd
to the
set it
cellar.
off limits, I would have gone back into the cellar to double check to make sure I hadn't missed any additional stuff things.
But what are you doing? Like, are you walking around with the gun on your back kind of thing? Or
Roping it off, I guess.
okay, so you're, like, setting up the rope. And a elf walks in. Takes one look at you. Freezes. Turns around and runs.
Sticky shot, because it's still loaded.
Well, okay, so you pull the gun out. Ugh! And you take a shot.
Sasha's on a special thing, so that she because that gun's really heavy and is bigger than me.
Give me a dexterity to save to have a clean shot.
I have advantage on dexterity saves, or something like that. I don't remember from what. but
She's
I
making
remember
up
there being
stuff
a
now,
thing
guys.
with
She's
that.
making up stuff. Oh, God.
No, I'm serious. Hold on, I'm looking.
I'm actually...
Save.
Is that Abilene? That's not Abilene. Where's Abilene?
I don't know. I have a thing that's specifically to do with dexterity saves. Control S. Save. Oh, never mind. It's a rogue thing. It's not important. Yeah. I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Plus 7.
So you do get
25.
So you get a clean shot off, which means an attack roll without penalty.
That's a 14 plus 14 to hit, so it's a 28.
Okay.
And then
Totally misses him.
a 28.
Yeah, no, his AC is 9. So he is now sticky against the wall.
Sticky webbing containment, which prevents movement of arms and legs.
I can't quite.
Do I get another round action?
Sure. Why not?
Because I get 2 shots in a round, so I'm going to double it.
Okay.
Because the last guy I sticky shot, granted he was a freelancer mage, managed to just shrug it off. So we gonna double sticky shot the hell out of this dude.
You use explosive shot.
Do it.
I don't have an explosive.
Why don't you have an explosive shot?
This one's less. It's an 18 to hit.
It's like Spider-Man without guns.
Do you hit him again?
So he's double sticky shotted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go knock the shit out of him. By which I mean I want to hit him and make him go unconscious.
Slap, 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 slap.
You are still punching him with your weak little wrists when Snarg shows up. The elf is like, stop! Stop! Ugh.
No, I've climbed up the webbing. I'm sitting on his head, like
There you
punching him in the head.
Yes. So Snarg scampers
With
into the cellar.
with the butt of my little Derringer.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Freelancer gun.
You are literally pistol whipping this guy.
Yep. Scrambles to the halt like a dog would on the linoleum floor. And,
It's an elf, and he tried to run away, Snarg.
Why are you beating a man tied to a wall?
Well, I tied him to the wall,
Point
but
still
he tried
stands.
to run away. That was really suspicious.
You shoot people if they try to run away from you?
Yes, today, yes.
Who are you? Yes, the elf.
I'm a little frazzle. Oh, not me.
Yes.
Oh, the elf says, hang on.
Because he's like,
Can I open up his mouth?
sure.
Pull out your sword.
Oh, I was just gonna use a fingernail, but
Nope, you gotta use a sword.
why don't I use something
How about I
other than a
pull
sword,
out-
like a
how about I
dagger?
pull
Oh, come
out-
on! Okay,
How
okay.
about I pull out a pocket knife from my utility?
No,
belt?
hang on. So I like the idea that Snarg pulls out it's a claymore, right?
Yes.
Basically, yes.
Pauses for a moment, it's like, puts it away, pulls out a longsword instead.
No.
Much better!
And then Aveline's ear kind of twitches, and she's like, "Are we trying to kill him?" As the
No.
guy's eyes are this big.
Now he basically goes to like 5 weapons, each knife getting progressively smaller until he
And
settles
then I
on
pull out my
little,
I pull out my little pocket knife, and I'm like,
bite-sized pocket knife. That'll work.
Perfect. So you slice open his mouth, and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Who are you?
Well, nothing else is going to be coming out because you doing that allowed him to pop his suicide pill.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to start
"Now I'm
foaming.
gonna pistol." Do I have an antidote in my Batman belt? Can I roll to see if I have an antidote? In my Batman
Yeah. I'll allow that.
belt? What kind of roll is it?
Guido, what kind of roll is it?
That's an intelligence save.
Oh, cool.
Intelligence.
So that's a
Save.
14 plus. Okay. I don't know what difference that makes.
It doesn't actually matter in this case.
You say it doesn't do anything.
You don't get any bonuses for it, basically.
So that's a 14 plus 8, so that's a 22.
Okay.
22 to have an antidote.
So here's what happens, Aveline. You recognize this. This is standard Pinnacle stuff.
Flunk.
So you pull out the antidote that you have for yourself for your own suicide pill, in case you ever accidentally use it.
Pop it in his mouth.
And no, it's a so.
So he seems really upset, Abilene. He's foaming at the mouth.
Can I have my pocket knife back?
Sure, here you go.
Now hang on. I'm going to force you to roll Dex to hit him quickly enough through all the webbing.
Okay, that is an 11.
Sounded like 5 rolls.
No, it rolled off my desk.
Wait, that's
I
not
caught
good
it, I
enough.
rolled it
That's
back
not
the
good
other
enough.
way.
That's not good enough.
It rolled off my desk, and I caught it and rolled it back the other way. That's an 11 plus 7. It's an 18.
Okay, that is sufficient. So you save his life. Meanwhile, Guido.
Why did he try to run? If he's the person I called here, dumbass.
So Guido, you have caught up as per your particular thing. With the what is
Oh,
fleeing,
wait,
it's
never
actually
mind.
it's actually a little hover.
Shit.
I think Sis just figured out that. So there's this like hover skiff, like straight out of Return of the Jedi, right? Just there's a dwarf sleeping on it. There's one elf manning it, just the one. And you, because of the noise and the haste with which they're moving, you spot them before they spot you. So you are currently able to do whatever.
Okay.
They are booking it right now, back to Starium. And as an engineer, I'm not going to make you roll for this. You look at that and you're like, damn. Yeah, they're pushing that thing. That thing might actually break down before it gets there, the way they're pushing it.
Okay, so... I guess my my best option is going to be a Dia on the hovercraft.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
I think.
And, oh my god, Snarg, your camera.
Look at my crotch all night.
You should have seen it earlier. What is it doing?
I don't know. I'm trying to improve ratings. Leave me alone.
We know what you want, viewers. We know what you want.
And now it's gone.
Oh no,
Now my webcam
G-Kick Hunters.
Well, that was
What?
from last week.
So it's also going to have rearranged
Yep, yep. Snarg, you have just become a lot more feminine. Abilene, you are now G-Kicking Hunters.
Apparently. So my boss drives a Jeep
Uh-huh.
and forgot that he left the doors and the windows off while he was at work,
Oh, God.
which means the downpour.
Yep. So anyways, Guido, while he fixes that, so you're
I wasn't sure if you wanted to pause.
No, it's cool.
Okay.
He can G-Kick all he wants. What do you have to?
Okay. So now, what would happen if a portal was to open under the hovercraft?
How big of a portal?
Big enough so that momentum couldn't carry it over. Would it actually not have like hover capability over a portal? Or...
No, it would be fine. It doesn't.
It would. Okay.
It functions on the same basic precepts of the levitate spell, aka it just maintains your altitude. It doesn't actually need anything under you. It doesn't have repulsor lifts, for example.
Okay, that was an important distinction.
Now I'm amused at the idea of the thing going.
I was hoping that it wouldn't have enough, like, I'll say lift to continue pushing it
Back to the
without
Future 2.
actually going through the portal.
Yeah.
But
Like in Back to the Future 2, right?
yeah, when it goes out over the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was hoping for. First thing I want to do is an engineering roll.
Okay.
To determine if casting Dia on the hovercraft is going to cause as big of an explosion as I fear it might.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Natural 20.
Yes.
Okay.
You will totally murder that dwarf if you do that.
Okay. Well, so I've seen the hovercraft now, though.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
I'll teleport to the. I'll teleport onto it.
Okay, so picture Return of the Jedi, right? Real quick, just to make it easy.
Okay.
Where are you?
So which kind of hovercraft are we talking? Are we talking?
Hang on. Return of the Jedi skiff. Let's just pull this up. Make it super
A
easy.
massive amount of trumpets begin playing.
There. Okay,
Okay.
so the guy is obviously piloting where the pilot is.
Okay.
Dwarf
so
is
that
hanging
is the
around.
one that I was thinking.
Dwarf is hanging out in between the two railings to keep him safe. And yeah, where are you?
I want to basically appear where Lando is.
I think that one's Lando. Okay. I'm looking at him like, how do you know? Okay, so you pop in. Okay, so hang on. So you pop in where Lando is. All right, so the guy loses control of the vehicle in his shock.
Because, oh my god, you're a
Yeah, he actually.
latte.
Yes, you're a deso latte, and he freaks out. He's like, oh! And the whole vehicle goes, and I'm going to need a dexterity roll from you. Excuse me, a dexterity save from you.
Okay.
Because that does matter in your case.
Okay. So shadow power is going to go off.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun.
Because I just rolled a 3.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so that's that makes that a 23.
So what happens? Sorry, go ahead.
Plus my dex, so
5.
3, so 23, 26, 31 minus 8. So 24, 25.
31 minus 8 would be 23.
Thank you.
Anyways, so what happens is you like tilt over to one side, and you're on one foot, and you are basically like all the momentum. You can feel yourself falling off, and then you feel something catch you, and you feel this really faint, like scream that's cut off almost instantly, just, and then you're pulled right back on it. It's like, oh, okay, everything's fine, no issues here. Abilene, Snarg, really quick, roll wisdom.
Okay, just a straight up wisdom check.
This is an awareness.
Ah, okay.
Against an elf.
Okay, +2. That is a 14. No, I'm sorry, 15.
Mine's a 12.
Okay, Snarg.
Yes.
You hear an elven woman scream from over that away.
Okay, look over that away.
Well, it's a little ways that away.
Oh, okay. Is it? We back at this scene now?
No, I just wanted you to know for future
Okay.
reference. Guido, so you right yourself back in the thing and you plant your feet down. And you're like, oh. By this time, the guy has managed to get control of the skiff back. And he looks up back at you, and he just, like, at the top of his lungs, in a combination of shock and horror, desolate! Just, like you can see him wigging out right in front of you. And you're muted.
I want to punch him.
Okay. Straight up
Basically,
strength.
right.
Just give me
right
strength.
off the back of the skiff.
Not an attack roll. I just want you to see how hard you hit him.
So that's a 13 plus 4, so 17.
Clunk. Skiff kind of just coasts because it's got a dead man switch, basically.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back and see if I can pilot it.
Oh yeah, this you know you've piloted these exact models before. This is fine.
Okay. And we're gonna head back to Starryham.
What are you doing about the guy who's just laying there like, hey?
Run over him.
Okay, let's see.
So Skiff is going this way.
Yeah.
And I hit him off the back.
Yeah.
So Skiff continues. I get on and I get behind the pilot's seat and turn it around and come back.
Okay. Unfortunately, he has enough presence of mind. He rolls a 20 to duck, and so,
Okay.
So you go right over him.
I'm debating on whether or not I want to cast Dia or a predict on him. I'm going to cast Dia.
Okay.
Do you need a 2-hit on that? I
No.
don't remember.
No.
Okay. So it's just the damage.
Yep. And the mana.
So 6. It's going to be... I'm going to cast it at level 6.
Okay.
And a 6. Nice. So 36 points of damage.
Ugh. He is mega dead. Well, he's not mega dead. He's just dead. But
Okay.
he falls over. Ugh. You gain 15 exp.
Because we track that.
We totally do. So Snarg and Abilene, you are now at the guy. Now he's been antidoted, but he's still like he's still not like fully with it because he just put a second's killing himself poison in his system. So he's kind of he's also thrown up a couple of times. There's a lot of thrown up happening today.
All right. I say, should I just knock this guy out?
Yeah.
Okay. You may feel some slight discomfort.
Roll strength.
Okay. Watch out, cat. Rolling strength. It's a 24.
Okay, he is knocked out so hard there's a little bit of a dent in the wall behind him.
I already paid 500 gold to buff that out, so it'll be fine. Abilene, come quickly. Guido is after the dwarf. He spotted them heading back to Starium. I guess I'm going to be carrying 2 people.
It's okay, you can manage it.
Yes. So he pulls over and rips the guy off the wall.
Strength check.
Oh, okay. Or tries to, rather. Yeah, it's a 21.
That actually will do it. It was actually going to be a 21 DC because he's double stickied right now.
And says, all right. And he football carries him. And then says, all right, Abilene, just get on wherever.
That doesn't. Okay. Let's go.
Okay. And takes off towards the Guido direction.
So as you're heading in the Guido direction, you get to to the part where the trail started getting off, and you hear this in the distance, and Guido comes up. He's got sunglasses on, and he's driving with one hand on.
Is the dwarf on there?
Yeah. Dwarf is still asleep on the thing, and he's doing like the one hand thing, just. Yep. He peels out and drifts. He drifts the skiff in. Dwarf falls over. No, I'm kidding. And comes to a stop.
Oh, well, that was a lot quicker than I expected it to be.
They had mechanical issues.
Oh, I see. Well, good job. They must have really wanted this guy. They organized a little skiff and everything.
I'm gonna while they've got this going on, I'm gonna drag the dude that's still sticky webbed off of Snarg and be like, look, Guido, I caught one.
Oh yeah, this guy saw Abilene and tried to kill himself.
I wouldn't have told you that.
Okay.
Because then I would have had to explain why I was able to fix it.
Well, yeah, you have to teach me how to do that, because I've seen people kill themselves like that before, but I've never been able to fix it. Was that like a syringe full of water or something?
Yes.
Yes. Water from the water temple. Special water.
That makes sense.
Roll deception.
Might be difficult to get a hold of now. Deception's what? Charisma?
Charisma.
That's a 17.
Oh, I have to roll.
I mean, you don't have to. You can choose to believe.
I didn't succeed.
Okay, so here.
Does it look like Cure would help this webbed individual any?
No, actually. This would be an
Okay.
Asuna situation.
Okay.
Which I could cast if I wasn't totally freaking insane. Watch out. I'm crazy.
Speaking of which, Abilene, you quickly go insane for a few seconds.
Yeah!
And then you're back.
Right, I trigger off of that and go, ah! And then we just return to normal.
Yeah, that's exactly what... And then, as if nothing. You wake the dwarf up, though, with your yelling. Oh, what's going on?
He got kidnapped and returned. You've had quite an eventful nap.
And he's really super disoriented. He's also, I mean, he's still tied up and bolted down, but what's going on?
Snark kind of leads them towards that little scream he heard earlier. He just wanted to make sure that there's nothing going on over there.
Okay. Are you taking the whole procession with you?
Got to.
I mean, you got a skiff now, so you could just ride through the middle of town. I mean, on the roads.
I mean, if we're not going to hit people ahead, I suppose we could do that.
So I cast Asuna.
Okay. At what level? Well, I guess
So it's minimum 4.
Yeah. Given this, I would say a 6th level minimum to cure this.
Okay. So I rolled a 6 on the d6.
Okay.
So 36 points of healing.
Yep. So, oh god. He feels a lot better. He starts to come to. He's like, oh.
Snarg, he needs to be knocked out again.
Oh.
What the?
Oh. Where am I? What's going on?
Okay.
He's like, ugh! So. Yeah, Guido heals him, and then Snarg's like, BAM! So you head in the direction of the scream. There's a what you see is the last few seconds of a medical team taking someone away. And there's a few people there, and they're just kind of chatting and rumor-mongering, busybodying. And you overhear bits and tidbits of the conversation. And it sounds like an elderly woman in the area had rather suddenly had a heart attack.
No.
And just kind of fell over, and they're not sure if she's going to make it. Well, maybe she's already dead. Well, no, we've got the best healers in the city. Well, no, maybe she doesn't actually have health insurance, though. Well, it's okay, because Obamacare will fix that. They just talk about this in circles.
I remember teacher's policy oath.
Yes. And so they're just kind of chitter-chattering about that.
Oh. Well, sorry, I just wanted to... And he's talking to Guido and Appling. I just want to see what this was. I heard someone scream over here, and apparently it was actually a completely normal accident. So, who would have thought? All right, well, I'm thinking we need to post-haste, get this dwarf and this guy out of here. Maybe we can head back. Well, they were heading back to Starryham. So, they've obviously got some contacts there. But we need to head back to Starryham anyway, don't we?
It's true.
So, you're going to get on the skiff that was going to Starryham, which you brought back to go to Starryham. I just want to make that clear.
No.
Okay. Because that'd be awesome. No, we're going to drive it there!
That's exactly what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, me too, actually. So what are you guys doing?
We need to meet up with the airship or the skiff that's coming to get the dwarf.
Mm-hmm. That's right, because you had one peel off.
Yep.
Okay, that'll be here this evening. It's about noon.
In the meantime, we can question this elf.
Okay.
And we don't have to be in town to do it.
That's true. If you'd like, I can set up a nice little campsite outside of town.
I mean, I say we take the skiff and, at least get outside of city limits.
All right. So let's do that. We'll load them all aboard.
Dwarf's like, excuse me, could I bother you for a quick bit to eat? I didn't actually have breakfast this morning, and I was hoping for a wee bit of a snack, something, a kipper, anything.
Oh, sure. I can forage for some stuff along the way.
Foraging? No, I want something a little more civilized, you great mangy beast.
I got some hardtack.
Some awfully bold talk for somebody who just got rescued.
Actually, I have something in my bag.
What do you have there, Missy?
I have to find it. Hold on.
I just picture Abilene
I'm
giggling.
just like tossing things.
It's right next to those poison containers over there.
There you go. Give me a foraging roll.
Okay.
Me?
No,
Why?
the one foraging.
I am foraging in my bag.
20.
Okay.
Where did it go?
There is actually a nearby river, so you can get some fish,
You'll love this fish recipe.
No,
You get the fish, you skin it, and you put it on fire, and then you eat it.
I have that
Why
cake
skin it?
stuff from Z.
You have the
Fillet it, rather. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called.
Wow. Okay, so you get out
It
there.
was the Olthoy cake.
Oh, I thought you were out of that by now.
No.
Okay. Well, you offer him some Olthoy cake. He gratefully accepts it. Thank you very much, Missy. I thought for a moment I'd have to eat this barbarian food. No, he doesn't actually say any of that. But
As I'm like nomming on a fish that's been cooked over the fire.
yeah, literally just you shoved a stick through a fish and held it out over a fire for a bit, and then you're eating it.
It's. I can make them better if I actually had something other than just fish and sticks. But
Hey, I have more. I start pulling things out of my utility belt. Here's salt and pepper.
Oh, that works.
Here's some paprika.
That works.
Here's plates and silverware.
Now that's going a little too far.
No, it's like collapsible plates. So like I can't do
Collapsible
bowls.
plates. Collapsible.
No,
plates.
like seriously, like it's a little thing that
Really?
you just fold it out and then snap the end over it.
There's a whole. She gets out like a picnic table and folds it out. There's a whole tent in there.
I got it from IKEA.
Oh my god. Oh
Okay,
my God.
I can believe it.
Yeah. So your captor out. I'd make an FF15 joke, but no one get it. You get some cup of noodles out, you know. And
it's gonna take 2 weeks to assemble.
Yeah. And so then you start. So how are you interrogating this elf?
We're gonna tie him up. We're gonna go there, you know, and get a big stick, put it in the ground like a post, tie him up to it. You know.
And then hold him over the fire?
No. It's like, you thought the fish was good.
No!
+2 to cooking elves.
I'll talk. Oh, God.
No, that's plan B.
Oh, my God.
No, we'll essentially do that, so make sure he can't get away. Evelyn, he's not going to try and kill himself again, is he?
I don't think so.
All right, because you seem to know how that killing yourself works, apparently.
Abilene is well versed in killing herself.
All right, so time up.
If I may, you said you were gonna get a stick.
Yes.
Okay. How big of a stick? Think you can find one about yay big?
Oh, totally.
Okay. So looking at the skiff, if it's the same design, you've got the railing on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Put the stick, the log, along the outside, so that it's basically you've got the uprights for the railing, and the stick is on this side, right?
Okay.
And then put his arms back over it.
Okay.
Have you played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
No.
There's a mission in that game where you interrogate someone by strapping him to the front of your car. And it's actually a pretty challenging mission.
It won't work on the skiff.
That's to say, it's pretty challenging because you have to not kill him, but you have to almost kill him a lot. That's what I'm suddenly being reminded of. I don't know why.
So basically, I'm figuring out a way to make sure that he can't escape from the bindings.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you can get him in.
Yeah.
Strap him in there like that. His arms are pretty bound.
I'll volunteer to web him to the front.
No, because the webbing is going to wear off. Oh, you said the front, so... Well, when we leave the campground, sure, we could do that.
Oh, I thought we just said we were tying him to a stick.
We're going to interrogate him, so I'm making sure he's tied so he can't escape. Yes?
I was just going to say, anybody seen the Punisher movie? The good one? The good one.
Okay, yeah.
The popsicle scene.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to stand outside of the skiff behind him so he can't actually see me.
Oh,
so
okay.
Snarg can do the interrogation.
Snarg, do it to it.
All right, so you start flicking this guy in the nose to wake him up. We splash a little water in his face.
Oh, he's awake. He's super awake.
Oh, okay.
He's
so,
awake now.
So, hey, buddy, what's your name?
My serial number is 857-32. I respond only... I actually don't remember. It's like... name... It's right. It's like name, Bob. Drink, Bob. Designation number, Bob. I don't feel like making up details, but that's what he says.
Okay. So he gives away nothing at the start. All right.
Name, rank, and serial number.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what he gives.
All right. So we think that you were part of this little troop that was trying to kidnap this dwarf.
I'm sorry, hang on. This is the wrong music for an interrogation. That's way too peaceful. There we go. Let's get some Protoss going on. Okay, continue.
All right. We think you were part of this little troop that was trying to kidnap this friendly dwarf right here.
And
They said that big guy back there said that we should kill you,
point
but
me
I thought
out.
we should talk to you first. I didn't point you out. I just said there was a big guy in
okay.
back.
There's a big
fair.
guy?
That's fair.
Oh my god, you'll have big guy? And he tries to turn his head.
There's a big guy in back. Yeah, he can crush this skiff with his bare hands.
Oh my god, you have Tusker. Why do you
Yeah.
have Tusker, you madman?
Well, no. That's the guy we call in if case this fails.
Oh, of course. Makes perfect sense. You want to destroy expensive skiff just to spite me. I understand.
No, but you're going to go down with
I thought he was an elf. Why is he talking like a dwarf?
Because that's not a dwarven accent. A dwarven accent is a little bit different in its presentation and overall style.
Okay.
So all we need to know is what in the world
Why
you're
is he
doing, who
fucking
you're
like
working
this?
for, and why you want to kidnap this dwarf, and we'll let you go on your way. Otherwise,
Hang
you're
on,
going to
hang
get trashed and packed with the skiff.
Hang on, he's doing a deception roll against you.
Oh, okay.
So, are
Well,
you...
I know he's deceiving me now, so...
No.
He's doing a deception roll against you to see if you're
I know,
deceiving
I know.
him.
20... Well, he's an elf. So 23.
Oh my god. Okay. So I guess as the GM, I would like to know: are you lying to him?
Are we planning on letting him go?
Yeah.
Snarg really doesn't... Snarg is amiable to the first one, probably not to him getting trash compacted.
Okay.
But,
So he says, "I'm not sure."
So
what
you're being deceitful, just
yes.
not the way he thinks you are.
He says, "I'm not sure why you are talking about this in this kidnapping. Is it simply a profiling thing? Do you have a thing against elves? Is there a...
Actually, I do.
You do? Well, at least you're open about it. Everyone should be nice and open about their prejudices. It causes so many difficulties when you just sit on them and let them fester deep within you until they emerge in some kind of psychotic rage, like where you kidnap an elf and tie him up to a skiff."
That is step one of it. Yeah.
Tell me, how do you really feel?
So, I'm going to give you 3 chances. You've already blown your first one. To sell us something that's actually useful.
I'm afraid that I'm not certain what info I could have that would be useful to you.
Well, who in the world contracted you, or you're doing it yourself, to steal this dwarf away?
I'm afraid that I normally I would not divulge my contract, but since you have me tied up and are prepared to murder me horribly, I will tell you it was Santa Claus. He called me down and said, "You have not been good this year, and you will not be getting any presents," and that is why I've kidnapped the dwarf.
Snarg writes that down. No. No, not really.
I'm going to grab his shoulder.
You liar. Everyone knows Santa Claus isn't real. That's how I knew.
You're gonna grab his shoulder.
Well, more precisely, his elbow that's behind him.
Okay.
And push.
Oh, ow. Okay. He screams. Ah.
Oh, you make the big guy angry.
I thought he would be crushing me, not torturing me. I knew you and your kind were savages, but I did not know you would sink to such levels.
Oh, see, we are buddy racists. It's great.
We must embrace it. I told you.
Well, I would
think-
embrace you. I'd embrace you, but you can't. So.
Well, I would embrace you, but I don't want to get fleas.
He just had a bath.
They're very manageable.
Then why do you have
unfortunately,
bits
without both your arms, you can't
of...
really do
but
a whole lot.
You have butts of blood in your mouth, sir.
Yeah.
And your fur. Like, all around... he can't obviously do this with his face, but all around here, there's...
It happens. It's actually elf blood.
And how does elf blood taste to a savage such as yourself?
Kind of rusty.
I see. That is most unagreeable. I am curious then, was this a test drive? Trying to see which particular sapient would taste the best?
No. Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here.
Perhaps you should try dwarf next. He's right there. He's just watching. Kind of horrified look on his face. And perhaps you should try dwarf or mite. I hear mites are particularly succulent for those such as yourself.
Believe it or not, I have had most of the sentient races body parts in my mouth at one point in time.
Okay, I was just making fun, but that is disgusting. What is wrong with you? You are truly a credit to your race, sir, Mr. of Wildpaw.
Well, apparently you had a lot of information on us.
Abilene looks kind of horrified, and she's like, "You've eaten a mite?"
No, I didn't say eaten. I said put in my mouth.
You've had fornications with a mite?
No.
Then how else did you get one in your mouth? You didn't put the whole thing in your mouth, did you? It wasn't a drunken contest.
I bite people. See, look, and I bite the elf in the arm.
Ow! That's
See?
probably infected now. Thanks. A lot.
It probably is.
Ugh. There is now elf blood mixing with elf blood. Ugh. Travesty.
Is he a lord elf?
No.
Okay. Just like...
He is an elf.
All right.
Who speaks weird because I feel like it.
I hate to interrupt, but I just have to say, Zagmus, your accent right now is just on par with Londo.
I've actually been doing Babylon 5 stuff all day, so it's a little fresh.
So, well done. Well
done. Thank you. Let me tell you a joke, Mr. Null. How many elves does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I don't know how many elves. Well, you can't. Your arms are broken.
Well, oh, very good, very good. Yes, well, as you see, nowadays it only takes one, but centuries ago we had hundreds of minions who would turn thousands of light bulbs at our slightest whims.
When did you turn into a vampire?
Well, you see, madam. Wait, what is a vampire?
It's an old indie film.
Oh, I don't actually particularly get into the indie market. Too amateurish, in my opinion. No production values. Like that lore guy. It's pathetic.
Snork says, all right, this guy's getting on my nerves. Big guy, you can either have him or I'll just read his mind or something.
I'm waiting for a response to the read your mind before...
He doesn't actually give one, really.
So, first thing I'm going to do is both elbows.
Screaming. Dwarf looks really uncomfortable over there. I remind you, he's just a smith.
Yes. Mr. Smith, as a matter of fact.
Mr. Anderson. Oh, sorry, wrong guy. So, yeah, he is in a horrific pain. Actually, I do need to do a roll. Maybe tortured him again. Okay, so he's in horrific pain.
The elf is?
Yes.
Or the dwarf?
The elf.
Oh.
They're torturing the elf.
Yes, but then you said something about the dwarf.
Yeah, the dwarf
He's just watching.
is wigged out. Actually, the dwarf is no longer watching at this point. He has turned his back. Like, yeah, okay.
I'm going to go sit with the dwarf and just chat because I don't want to watch either.
Okay. The dwarf says, excuse me, Miss Laddie. Lassie, excuse me, I'm not a laddie. I can tell, I swear. I'm not prejudiced against the might folk. Although you all do look a little alike. But I don't mean it in a bad way. It's a very cute thing you got going on with the ears. They're all puffy. It's very wonderful. And he just starts rambling a bit. And
my ears are starting to do this.
And as he's talking and rambling, he starts kind of...
Does it have any kind of clip?
Walking away.
The dwarf is?
Aye. The dwarf just really doesn't want to be around here right now.
Okay.
Well, he can't really go anywhere.
Actually, he can go wherever he wants to. I mean, he could just walk out.
I thought we were on a skiff.
You could...
Dangle.
You are next to a skiff?
Pretty unobtrusive.
Oh, okay. I'm going to be like, well, you can't really go anywhere.
Why not? Wait, are you kidnappers too? Is everyone trying to kidnap me? This is ridiculous.
No, but do you want to be kidnapped? I mean, these guys... Do you even realize where we picked you up at?
I mean, I just feel like pointing out that...
3 clicks that way.
At the moment, the only person who has done any harm to anyone else is you guys. To that guy. That's
the harm that was done to you.
Nobody actually harmed me, lassie. I mean, they put me asleep, which was a little bit of a bender, if I tell you honest. I usually don't like snapping that early in the morning, but nothing I can do about it. Sleep spell, poof, done. Nevertheless, I think I'm going to quietly take my leave of you at this point, so it's been nice knowing you. And he just starts walking away. Walk.
Sticky shot.
Ah! I do it! And he just starts yelling at the top of his lungs. Anybody help me, please! I'm being kidnapped!
In the middle of nowhere.
I know. Help, please! They're kidnappers! They're trying to hurt me! They're torturing me! And so he's not going to shut up anytime soon.
Alright,
Can you knock this one out too?
I'll try this. And then just looks at Guido and says, Guido, are you going to do anything with him?
The elf?
Yes.
I'm going to get up on the skiff and step into the elf's view.
Wrong accent.
Okay.
Oh, that's wrong accent. Think, Gold, I was beginning to be worried that you had something a little more unpleasant than a midget, Lucian? Wait a minute. I know you. You're Guido of Granitholm. Yes, I am aware of you. It is actually wonderful to see you. I happened to see your fight at Danby's arena. Very nice stuff. Pity you lost to some filthy furball, but nevertheless, very enjoyable to watch.
The furball he lost to is this guy.
I am well aware of that, miss. Thank you. And might I say that
I'm sitting on top of the dwarf that's screaming.
Well,
The prisoner was about to say something else as well, so I was waiting for that sentence to finish.
Sorry. Yeah, I actually got sidetracked there a little bit. I just must say, it has been an honor working for you, sir.
Working for him?
Yes.
Guido, is there something you should tell us? I can't see Guido.
I do appreciate employees that are loyal, but I also appreciate knowing the mission that they're on.
Oh, that would be the mission to retrieve the dwarf, to ensure that he would be brought back to Starium with the remainder of the recovery forces.
So...
Oh! Never mind. I'm gonna text it.
I don't know what she's on about. I suppose she thought of something funny. I'll find out in a minute.
Okay. I'm... So I know you don't work for Aesir.
Actually, sir, I do. I can even provide documentation if, well, I was allowed to move my arms, of course. Naturally, right now, I can't provide much of anything. And my accent keeps drifting. I'm not sure why. I must remember Mr. Garibaldi, and then I can do the voice correctly.
You need power?
I was looking for it. USB 2? Tank?
Yes. Aesir does not send out recovery teams. So your explanation of your mission does not coincide with working for me.
But you did order a small division to detach and come and retrieve the dwarf, did you not?
And who did you detach from?
I don't actually remember his name in character, or excuse me, out of character, but I was detached from blah, 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 from the ship blah blah blah.
That is one of your ships.
That is one of your ships, yeah.
Okay.
If you remember, it's the one you teleported onto, literally on top of.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. I just wanted to make sure that that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
The orders were not to return to Starryham.
I have a short-range skiff, sir. I had to get to a long-range vessel in order to get back to Fox Ridge.
And the rest of the recovery team?
Oh, to my knowledge, they are extremely dead, sir.
And that entire team came from airship.
Yes, it's a really good ship, sir. I'm very proud of the names you give our ships. I dub the. How do you spell that? BRRBRBRRBR.
It was named by a Murloc.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, sir. As per your orders, of course, all agents were detached, along with the skiff, naturally, from the ship. It's just his name now in canon.
So, my only remaining question is, why did you attack us, who were waiting for you to retrieve him?
I don't think at any point I have attacked anyone, sir.
Then
No.
who blew out the wall at the hotel?
The wall at the hotel?
We don't.
Yeah?
It is noteworthy that this guy is the guy that I webbed because when he walked into the place where I was investigating, saw me and tried to run away. This elf. And it was assumed by Snarg and I that he was a part of.
Sorry, I'm confused. Hold on just a sec.
Okay.
Okay, so this was the guy, right? Okay, this was the guy that appeared in front of Abilene.
Yeah.
Yes.
basically.
He
Okay.
walked into the room and then vanished.
Okay,
And then turned tail and ran.
but you webbed
But
him.
yes, I webbed him. But
Right,
so
okay.
he's still suspicious because why would he have come here when, all that was told at the place where he should have been rendezvousing with the package was that the guy was gone. I didn't tell anybody at the other place that, oh yeah, we got in a fight with a bunch of elves and they blew a wall in or any of that shit. So how did he know to go there?
Yeah.
So
Plus, he tried to kill himself when he saw people who he should have recognized. We
Not-
know he
Which
recognizes.
he would have recognized, yeah.
We know he does. Sorry, were you trying to say something?
Well, I was just saying, I'm not sure.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not sure you know that he tried to commit suicide
I
in
would,
character.
but I
No, I
hadn't
mean,
said anything.
I've seen somebody do that in front of me before.
Oh, that's true. You have. Okay, so you're familiar with the method.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy was not involved with the exploding wall.
That we know of.
Who all was in the recovery team with you?
Well, we had Bob the Second, Bobina, and Bobette. Now, and there was Bobarella. I forgot about Bobarella. I think there was also Bobson and Bob Smith. I think there was one other. Let's see.
Bob Jr.?
Bob Jr. Thank you. Yes, Bob Jr. Good man.
Yeah, good man.
So the Bobs had been dispatched, and were trying to find local Dominion post. We find local Dominion post is under attack. Many people get shot. Many people die. We
Under attack by whom or what?
no identification markers. Elves, civilian clothing, big gun of he wouldn't call it a gun. Big weapon of some sort. Didn't recognize it. Strange thing.
Like this? Ka-chunk.
Not quite that style, no. It's slightly similar.
But kind of this size.
Kind of, yeah.
And then I
but-
will describe the gun, the Black Lancer that the other guy had.
Of course, he doesn't have his arms. Da! Yes, that type of weapon. He had a big weapon. It was making strange things happen. Like just as if it was casting spells. I did not understand. Oh yeah, by the way, he was a mystic knight on top of everything else. It was very strange. And then there was shots and there was fire, and I investigate. After recovery, I find out that there is area that has been
Did we
shot up.
just encounter our first, like, meta magic user?
You what?
Like a purple or a silver or whatever, those ones that can, or a blue, that can use multiple magic types, like the blue that can use anything that it's ever seen before?
Well, how would you know?
I don't know. But out of character, this is what that sounds like.
Well, out of character, you've already encountered a blue. And a purple.
I don't remember.
So, I guess that's actually it. He finishes describing. I come, and there is person, and there is attack thing, and there is running, and then there is torturing. I am up against the wall, and she climbs up me and starts beating my face with tiny little piece of metal. I don't understand. It hurts great deal. I still have scars, as you can see.
He wouldn't actually. The Asuna?
Asuna doesn't actually heal HP, so there would still be scarage.
Oh, okay.
I did not bloody you.
There was
no,
blood, madam.
This guy's story stinks to high heavens.
There will be blood. Oh wait, wrong tense. There was blood. Also, if you forgive me for asking, sir, why is that mite sitting on that poor screaming dwarf over there?
Because he tried to run away.
And why did he try to run?
Because
He doesn't know any better.
Snarg's torturing you?
I didn't torture anyone.
And
I
so,
literally have not done it.
because of torture being unacceptable, you decide to imprison man?
Yes. For his own good.
That dwarf was the package you were sent to retrieve.
Which you should know, given the fact that you had him on your skiff.
But you're...
Wait, no, you didn't.
No,
It was
he,
on a different
he
skiff.
totally didn't, yeah.
I didn't say that.
No, you can say that in character, and then be like, wait, different elf. All you elves look the same to me.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, I
And
see
while
how
I'm
it is.
And while I'm doing it, my tail's kind of swishing angrily at the dwarf's nose for having said all mites look alike.
Yeah.
The only problem is I don't remember actually saying that the skiff was piloted by another elf.
I don't think you did, no.
No. All I said was it had mechanical problems.
Well,
Anyway.
it had mechanical problems.
Hey, it didn't have a pilot. It's a mechanical
That is
problem.
definitely a mechanical error right there.
So I'm going to turn back to Snarg. I can see you don't agree with the story.
Of course not. Any sane person would have done everything completely the opposite the way that he did it.
Don't know anything about this.
He knows who we are. He doesn't know anything about the dwarf. As soon as he saw somebody that he knows that would be friendly to him, he decided to kill himself. Rather than talk to us.
I'm sorry.
And he's being generally unhelpful.
I'm sorry. Given the modus operandi of the party, knowing you guys and committing suicide the moment they see you might not be out of character, really. Oh god, it's them! Quick!
So all I'm saying, Guido, is that even if he is telling the truth, he's probably the worst agent I've ever seen.
So what I just heard you say is he's probably the worst Asian I've ever seen.
We are really getting all the biases out today. I am from Romania, thank you very
Let's
much.
see, let's check that one off the list.
From the great Centauri Republic.
Wow.
I have a list of racism here to use.
We gotta get our quota today, apparently.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, I don't. Apparently, he works for you, Guido, or so he says. So, I'll leave what to do with him up to you.
Well, at this point, I don't think we should kill him. I'm going to turn back to the elf. You said you had proof.
I do. I have paperwork identifying me as member of Aesir Shipping.
Where?
He identifies the pocket where it would be.
Okay. It would probably be easier for Abilene to get it than me, or Snarg.
Well, Abilene's got the dwarfs, so I'll go over there and reach in the pocket.
Oh
for it.
god, now they're robbing him! In addition to torturing them, they're robbing! You guys really are just bandits at this... Oh god, you're...
Yeah, and I mutter to
What
the
made
elf and
you think
Guido
we're
and
robbing
says,
him?
some people are just too stupid to live, aren't they?
So,
Try and produce whatever he's got in his pocket.
it is a bit of paperwork identifying him as an employee number, insert code here, of Aesir Shipping.
Okay. I hand it to Guido and raise an eyebrow at him.
Is there any way I can check the authenticity?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess just straight int to function
Okay.
as a forgery check here.
Well, I'm sure Guido had to help with the first round of payroll checks.
Well, I hope so. I mean, he's a responsible mayor. And by mayor, I mean manager.
So that's an 18. You said intelligence, so that's a 23.
You are absolutely certain this is one of yours.
I didn't know I issued these.
So what's the verdict?
So the next question is, why'd you run away when you saw me?
I see strange might in place where great violence has happened. What do you expect me to do? Oh, excuse me. Very heavily armed might in place where strange things happen.
Sasha was on my back. I don't ever leave her anywhere. Do you know how expensive mag lancers are?
No, ma'am. I do
They're
not.
very expensive.
Are we talking like 500 gold? Yeah, 400?
I'm talking like in the plat range.
Yeah, it's plat. You plat.
She's a custom piece.
Why are you robbing me if you have that kind of
I'm
money?
not robbing you.
The
you told
dwarf
us
keeps
where
saying that you're robbing me.
the dwarf is. The
Incorrect.
dwarf can't see anything.
They're robbing you. Run! Run for your life,
So,
please.
second
Yeah,
question, why did you
tied
try
up.
and kill yourself when you saw me? You obviously know who I am.
I do not understand this killing yourself thing, and why you insist that I am here. Am I not?
No, I've seen it happen before. Several people have killed themselves in front of me.
Why have several people killed themselves in front of you? Why is
It's a
this a
long
thing
story.
in your life? That
He's
should
an old.
that
So
should
I'll pop up
not
and
be
be
a
like,
thing.
Snark, you know, he may have just been having a seizure. You know, I've seen people have seizures before. Sometimes they foam at the mouth as a resultant of seizures.
That is actually what seizure things happen. But seriously, you've had people kill themselves in front of you.
You're actually the third one.
Multiple people.
Yes.
Now, Snark, this one's not dead.
Well, they didn't succeed. They succeeded. You
They
didn't.
did-
Or maybe
Oh,
you
they-
succeeded and they didn't.
They didn't succeed, and so you finished them off? Is that what happened?
No.
So you
So normally what happens is say, hey, why did you try and stab me? And they kill themselves.
Why did
I literally ask everyone why they tried to kill me, and then they just decide to either kill themselves or they try and stab me again.
this?
It's very annoying.
Perhaps you should. Go ahead.
I'm leaning down to the elf. It's probably because he's a knoll.
Oh, perfect sense, Mick. I have to admit, the first time I see you, my first thought is, I'd rather die than be in the presence of such a filthy beast such as yourself.
Anyway, you're dodging the question.
I've told you, there is no suicide, as is obvious by the fact that I'm here. I think I would be a little more professional about my suicide to have succeeded at it if I were to do so. Thank you very much.
Well, you can't succeed in
Can we
anything
roll
else.
deception against him?
Yeah, sure. I am amazed no one's asked that yet.
Well, I just assume he's lying. I mean, do I need to...
I mean, you don't have to.
I can, I guess.
What do you get? I mean,
12. I mean, I know he's lying.
I was to say, yes, I'm not even sure it's really necessary. Now that I think about it, you're right. It's just like,
Well,
yeah.
yes, but a deception roll will give you clues into how they're lying or
That's
what
true.
specific aspect of
I know
things
how
they're
he's lying. He's
about.
lying with his mouth. Figured
You
it out.
A natural 20.
are
A natural
so
20. Nice.
not helpful.
So Guido, you. I'm sorry. I like to picture that argument is going on in character between Snarg and Evelyn. Guido, you are fairly certain that this man is. I don't want to say lying. It's more like deceiving by telling the truth.
Yeah, of course. He's sitting there dodging
There
every single
wasn't
question.
a suicide. No, what he said was there wasn't a suicide as evidenced by the fact that I'm still here. Not there wasn't an attempt.
So, not being familiar with the situation, I'm going to turn to the elf and what are they talking about with a suicide attempt?
I had bubbles, some kind of reaction or seizure. I don't know what, because I blacked out and then was knocked out immediately after. However, according to these two fine, upstanding individuals, well, one of them is fine, the other one is...
I haven't said anything about suicide. I said something about a seizure.
According to this fine individual over here, I apparently attempted to commit suicide upon sight of him while being webbed against the wall by that lovely individual, I feel like adding.
Hey, I'm a member of the Order.
And then shortly, you're a member of the Order?
Hold up my thing.
What are you doing with these crazed individuals? Well, no, he's
I've
fine,
been
obviously,
tasked
but...
with following that. I've been tasked with maintaining Guido of Brandtholm's safety. I'm basically a
Oh,
bodyguard.
bodyguard. Perfect sense, make. What are you doing with him? With Mr. Fleeble over here?
Because Mr. of Brandtholm prefers to travel in the company of Mr. of Wildpaw.
No, Mr. Fleeble. That is his new name. I have decided as of this point in time.
Yes, well.
I've had worse.
Why have you had worse? That's not good. You should be. You should
Because he's
seek
a
to.
knoll.
Ah,
Knolls are
yeah.
not liked.
Like, this guy can't even think of good insults.
I can't either.
Honestly, fleas are an issue for all of us furred creatures. You wouldn't call a mite a dirty flea bag, would
Well,
you?
of course not. The mites are wonderful people. I have
Yes.
friends who are mites.
And there's no reason that gnolls can't be wonderful people too, just because there's a stigmatism.
Wait a minute. How did
stigmatism
this turn
attached
into
to
a
them as
racism debate?
result
Like,
of-
who are we trying to convince here?
The dwarf.
There's nobody here.
The dwarf is your audience. This is all for his benefit.
I don't know.
You know what? She is right. I mean, granted, I am biased against you, not just because you are filthy, disgusting, filthy, mangy, flea-bitten, filthy. No,
He
but
had a bath like 2
he is
days ago.
covered in blood right now. I don't even know whose
Yeah?
blood.
An
It-
elf's blood.
I am told he's covered in elf blood.
You knew that.
Is this how elves kill themselves? And then you
No.
eat them, and then blood
No.
happens?
I don't know how the elf got exploded, but there
Oh.
were only bits of him left.
Regardless,
He's also got cheese and wine mixed in. it.
I am. Yeah.
Because that one, and I point at Guido, decided to barrel through the middle of a cellar. The cellar where I apprehended you. I'm sorry about that. We had just been nearly
Don't be
killed
sorry
by a
about
group
that.
of elves.
Real quick, I know the viewers at home can't see my expression, so they can't see how I'm role playing this guy. But I just did this horrified look. Yeah. Thank you, Guido. Thank you. That's what. Anyways, you are right. I have been entirely too biased against this individual, regardless of his fairy nature. Because the first thing he does when he sees me is knock me out with blood to face. That did
No,
not
no, no,
feel
no.
particularly good.
No. That's not the first thing he did. The first thing that he did is cut the webbing away from your mouth with my pocket knife.
Yo,
And I asked what your name was, and
that
then you
is
killed
true.
yourself.
That is true. First, you go with you attack me with knife at my mouth, and then you honk me.
No, he asked what your name was.
Oh, right.
And then you started
Right.
foaming at the mouth.
Name.
And then I helped with the what could have been a seizure.
Mr. of Grandetholm, I have always
and then he knocked
appreciated.
you unconscious.
I've always appreciated your company's initiative to enable people with anxiety disorders or mental deficiency, such as myself. And I hope that in the future you will consider disallowing people like this who clearly don't understand the tension, the difficulty it is to be mentally disabled, such as myself. And so I appreciate your what do they call that? What do they call it in real life? I'm just thinking of Zootopia, which calls it the Mammal Initiative, and I can't remember what the real life version of that's called.
Affirmative action?
Yeah, I appreciate your
Compassion?
affirmative. No, the political one, the one that's kind of garbage. When you hire someone just because they're blah, regardless of whether they're qualified or not.
Oh, yeah, I think that is affirmative action.
Okay, I appreciate your affirmative action, but I must say in the future I would hope for more tolerance and understanding. Maybe like a mandated video, which a play. We could put out a play for people to see so they could understand the plights of having anxiety attacks and foaming at the mouth when facing scary, terrifying beasts with blood dripping out of their mouths.
Blood wasn't dripping out of his mouth.
Actually, it totally was at that point, if you remember.
No.
There was still blood.
I thought that was the blood from the guy that that got caked on him earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why was it still dripping? It had been, a while. It should have started to congeal.
Okay. Found the blood
Considering
that
he was running
that's true.
back
that's
and
true.
forth, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, never mind. All the blood that was congealed on him is terrifying. Blood-caked, matted, fur, dried, just terrifying.
You done?
I will rise up. I have a dream. I dream.
It's kind of sad that you're using Martin Luther King from this elf to further racism against
That's
dwarves.
actually why I stopped myself after 3 words. It's like, wait. That's just...
Probably shouldn't be using that in this context.
Is this guy still employed by you now?
So unfortunately, yes.
I mean, you could just fire him right now.
That
And
is,
I could walk.
that
I could
is-
walk him back home.
That is true. You could fire me right now, sir. Please don't fire me. I really need this job. My wife,
And the
Credenza.
health benefits.
I really
after
need
I
the
was
health
given
benefits. Oh, God, you have no idea. I'm going to be in the hospital for a month after this, I'm certain. But it's okay. You have full benefits plan. You're very, very wonderful shipping company. I love working for you. I've been with you almost since the beginning, since there was a Banderling woman. I cannot remember her name. She brought in a large number of employees. I was just one of the crowd. She didn't know me personally, but that was when I came in on the company, down in Alarkas specifically. It was really good stuff. Having real job and not sitting on street and starving. It is great difference between the two.
So, wow. Yeah. Hold on a sec.
Oh, are you doing the
I
firing
like the
paperwork
idea
now?
that-
The termination paperwork?
I like the idea that Guido's actually doing this in paperwork as he's trying to wrap his head around everything that's been happening.
Hang on.
Yeah, got it. Hold on a second.
Oh.
I couldn't tell what it was, but it looks
It's a
good.
bowl full of potatoes.
No, I knew it! I knew it!
That's brats with kraut.
Oh, I would kill everyone for that right now. Except for Sis and Niece and everyone else.
All right. So Snark's getting tired of this guy just rambling on and on.
Yeah.
So he uses his analysis.
Okay.
He's like, all right, we're just gonna.
Can you
We're
actually
just-
cast it?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
That's a good point. So since this isn't quite a normal spell, this is a Zimdi power. I want you to just roll a d20 and tell me what the result is.
Okay. Result is 17.
Okay. So what are you trying to get from it? What are you trying to select?
Information, and more specifically, I essentially want to find out. I want to. Snark is convinced this guy's just lying up and down, so he's going to go and try and see who he's actually working for, who sent him to do this.
Okay. So now it's going to come disjointed, which is not normal. It's and there's obviously some kind of interference happening,
Yes.
probably because of the whole thing that you've been through. But you do get snippets. With the 17, you do get certain snippets. First of all, he does actually work for ICR Shipping. He was actually hired on several months ago at this point, pretty much when ICR Shipping was first starting off. That was not his first job. That was a total lie. He had another job prior to this. He is actually, despite his presentation, he's actually pretty terrified right now, and putting on a brave front, so to speak. He fully anticipates that you guys, once you're done with whatever you're going to do, are going to murder him, and he's not sure what he's going to do about that. And for some reason, though, the idea of him being killed doesn't really bother him that much. You're also pretty sure that he's in a hurry for some reason.
Okay.
Also, you get something about bratwurst and sauerkraut.
I need like 30 seconds. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So Sarg will play up the little analysis, because I don't actually know what analysis looks like when you cast. I assume there's some sort of casting, but
there's like this zzz, and like a focusing targeting reticule appears in the air. Goes
okay.
I don't know.
All right. He goes. He says, "Well, why are you in such a hurry, sir?"
Wait, I've got it. My thoughts to your thoughts.
No, never goes right.
To my thoughts.
Never goes right.
Why am I in a hurry?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be away from this incredibly unpleasant situation as quickly as as elvenly possible.
Look, I can keep going into your mind and getting stuff, including stuff you probably don't want me to know, or you can start telling me the truth.
I have been telling you the truth. I work
Well, first of all, your first
shipping.
job was not with ICR Shipping. It was with, and he starts naming out the stuff.
Okay, look. Of course, my first job ever was not ICR Shipping. There's no need to get technical on this. It is just I did not have job prior to ICR Shipping, and that was unpleasant.
Why are you in such a hurry?
I am in great hurry to no longer be here so that I can go back to my life and my job. Oh, I need everyone to do a wisdom check right about now. This is an awareness roll.
Oh, okay. Is it versus elf?
No, but this is also at a, let's say a -10, because the dwarf still hasn't shut up.
Oh, okay.
That puts me at a 2.
Well, so I rolled a natural 20, so that puts that at -10. That puts that at 13.
Okay. Guido, what did you end up getting? There's no real rush. Snarg, you think you hear something.
Okay.
I'm oblivious because I'm sitting on top of the dwarf who's screaming.
What you hear is, oh god, now they're talking about ripping into his mind, and oh my god, they're using brain parasites. Or
You really think
he just said he was going to rip information from his mind. That's what he just said. I didn't say that.
He's trying to be threatening.
He's succeeding!
Well, he's not
Right.
threatening you.
Snarg says to Guido, he says, all right, this guy still is obfuscating a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Obfuscating.
Guido.
So before the shadow kicks in, I have a -1. After the shadow kicks in, I have a 23.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so here's what happens, Guido. You're just sitting here, and it all, you know, when you're just not paying attention, everything just kind of turns into a drone, you know, in real life. It's like, and then all of a sudden, with pinpoint precision, you hear an oncoming military-grade airship.
Pinpoint precision, how far away?
You're just now hearing it, and so this is the outermost edges, so we'll say about 10 miles out.
Okay. Is everyone on the skiff?
No. In fact, no one's on the skiff. I mean, technically, the
No,
guy...
Snarg and I are.
How are you talking to the guy, then?
So he's sitting on the skiff.
Oh, I
His
thought he was on the. I
arms
thought he was on
are-
the outside of the skiff.
No.
Basically, that except facing out instead of
It's-
facing in.
He gets turned the other way. That's basically
Okay, so in that case, Snarg's on the skiff. You're on the skiff. He's on the skiff. And
I'm sitting on the ground outside the skiff on top of the dwarf who's screaming.
yeah, that.
Okay. Snarg, grab the dwarf. Abilene, skiff now.
Okay. Doom, 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 doom. I sit on top of the elf.
Does this have anything to do with the buzzing?
Yes.
What are you doing on my... Get off my stomach!
No,
Although...
I'm sitting on his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
I'm like sitting up here.
You are really fuzzy.
Yes.
In a pleasant way, though, unlike the knoll over there.
My tail is
All
like
right.
swishing.
Where
Where are we going? Why are we
I'll
going
grab
now?
the dwarf and make sure he doesn't run away and says,
I-
"All right,
I-
the controls are yours."
I do need a strength check on the dwarf,
oh,
because
sure.
he's still stickied.
Uh,
18. You're looking for an 18.
I caught him sticky when he
I-
was up, so he fell to the ground sticky. Is the outside of the thing sticky?
Yes.
Oh.
What'd you get?
I failed. I got a 12.
Do I need
Okay.
a strength to get off of him then? Because I was sitting on him.
I suppose technically yes.
No, there's just tufts of fur that are.
Oh yeah, there we
attached
go.
to
I like that. I like that. So anyway, so you like, and it just, what the hell? And so you get a second shot. Basically, this is
Keep
just
yanking.
burning time here.
it. Wait,
Fail.
what time of year is it?
Succeed.
It is
It's
July.
May, right?
July,
Oh, it's July.
and it is snowing.
Snowing.
Well, yeah, I know, but I was thinking because is shedding your winter coat triggered by the time of year, or is it triggered by the getting warm?
Well,
So
as
it's
a
triggered by
mite,
the time of year.
actually, as a mite, it's funny. I've actually thought about this. Quick lore thing for those at home who care. Mites don't have a natural instinct to shed their fur, so they have specially woven devices, which literally they wear like a collar kind of a thing. It's actually more like a necklace, not a collar. And that will trigger within them their fur to start shedding off. And some people try to be nice and polite about it, and they go and they have like a specific spot where they shed the fur. It's kind of considered socially ostracizing to just shed fur in public. In fact, it's such a huge taboo. It would be the human equivalent of just running around naked, basically.
Okay, so I'm not shedding. I was hoping I was shedding, and so the reason I didn't notice is because it was far that I've already disconnected, but I'm so fluffy that it hadn't actually fallen out yet.
Okay. So, Snarg, your second attempt.
Well, things what happens. The first attempt, he doesn't manage to do it. Then he doesn't manage to do it again. And he finally puts both hands on it and just yanks. Gets it off the third time with like a 25.
Okay, airship's getting closer. You can
Okay.
hear it now, Snarg, pretty clearly.
He turns around and leaps onto the skiff with the dwarf in tow.
Give me a strength check
Okay.
to jump onto the skiff.
26.
Damn! You Spider-Man up there.
Okay.
I'm going to turn to the dwarf.
Aye?
What was your exit strat? Not the dwarf, the elf. Sorry.
Okay.
They all look the same.
All you little people all look the same to us giants. We're just hitting every demographic today. Okay. My exit strategy was, and he describes it in detail, but basically there's a rendezvous point just outside of the western edge of Starium, which is where your fleet basically is hanging out right now.
Okay, but how were they supposed to exit Fair Pond with the dwarf?
Right. We had specially drawn. We were on-site procurement, sir. We were not given anything in particular to use. However, I had scouted out a caravan area, a carriage. We were able to take him in some comfort, and it would be closed so nobody could look inside. Discretion, etc.
And how did you get here?
We got here. What?
We did that. Oh, you didn't mean here on the ship.
How did you get
I'm
here?
talking to the elf.
Yeah, no, I know, but I thought you meant how did he get from where we were in town to here? I'm like,
Well, we dragged him. We were dropped off.
Okay. And the vessel that dropped you off, where did it go?
Well, it's currently with the rest of the fleet over by Starium.
Okay. So I need some information as a player because this isn't calculating as far as the timing. The was going it didn't have the engine speed to get here in a timely manner.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the deploying of a skiff to bring a team to recover the dwarf.
That was the intention, yes.
Okay. They did not deploy a skiff. They just...
Well, according to this elf, they didn't. It is entirely possible the skiff you're on is that skiff, because this is the type you use. Although this is also a fairly generic type, so that's not necessarily indicative.
Okay. So, I'm going to have to roll deception against the elf to determine...
Okay.
Because something doesn't add up here. Wow. I may fail this.
Or do you?
I don't know.
16.
16.
That's
You're...
with the shadow.
Wow! Wow. Okay. Another scream, by the way. This one kind of wailing, just kind of drifts off.
This is only in my head?
Yeah. No one else hears it. As you, so you like, and you look at him, and he feels like he's telling the truth, even though that doesn't actually make any sense. It is entirely possible that... Well, hang on. The only way for that to really line up, timeline-wise, would be if the ship did, like, an emergency sudden burn over here, which you have no idea why they would do that. That would damage the ship, possibly permanently. And that's why you don't do that kind of a thing. It would also not make sense, because then the ship would have to pretty much emergency burn back for nobody to have seen it like that. The only possible reason that you can come up with off the top of your head for the, in character, I mean, obviously you, the player, can come up with all sorts of reasons, but the only thing that I can tell you in character as to why that might be is for the exact reason of getting people in here very, very quickly, but not very quietly.
It's something that we would have noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So at this point, I'm looking for an emergency route to try and avoid notice with the skiff.
Okay. Snarg. Give me an int roll really quick.
An int. Okay. 14.
Okay, that is more than sufficient. You have done a decent bit of running around this area recently, and you pay attention. So you've got a decent lay of the land, for lack of a better term. So you can describe to Guido a good route to take, pretty much to go wherever you want to, while still mostly staying under the canopy.
Okay. Yeah, so he goes to Guido and says, all right, if you want to get there, I know a good way to go without hitting a bunch of trees. It'll still give us some cover.
Okay, perfect.
Be prepared to make a lot of sharp turns.
Guido's like, he, always.
Wait, this thing can drift, can't it?
It can. It is proven. So, wow. So you, okay, I'm gonna need a piloting roll, Guido.
Intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's 17?
Okay, yeah, that is enough. So you, like, whoop! There's a couple times when you start, like, you know, Star Wars style, leaves brush up against the thing, like, whoa there. At one point, Snarg gets a brief scratch on his cheek because there's a branch that hits him.
Take some bark off a tree.
Yeah, there we go. But otherwise, you are relatively fine. The elf is terrified because his hands are sticking out at this point.
So if you just told us the truth, you wouldn't be tied up there.
And, you know, occasionally, like, scrapes or get in the back of his hands, you know.
It's okay, I got some alcohol for that after we're done.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'd appreciate it greatly. Wait, you mean for the hands, not for me, don't you?
I do.
You terrible, terrible, no! You're such a hideous, ugly creature. Oh, my God.
I don't have any alcohol.
Oh, thank goodness.
Don't we have some loogie and rock salt too?
No, please.
Well, look, we want to talk to him. We don't want to kill him.
Just put like 1 grain of it on there. I'll say anything, God. So you guys head north. It will take you a little bit of time to reach Starium, even on the skiff. Do you want to break here? We've been going for 2 hours.
Yes, actually, I would like to because I got to drive up north right after this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I expected to be getting out around this time, and I told them.
Okay. Well, in that case, thank you all for joining us. Next time, we'll begin the exciting conclusion of the Great Torture Adventure.
Yay. Which people barely got tortured.
Barely?
Yes.
I don't even want to know what else you had planned in that case. Alright, chopping it off.
All right.